Hello and welcome to another episode of Game On. I am /Raptor, and this is Ratchet Deadlocked. Okay, so Alpha Ravager, Hacker Ray. Okay, so yeah, I guess I just wanted to see what items they have. I think we'll go with the BOGO. I can only afford one upgrade, and the BOGO gives them, I think it's like a grenade launcher for the BattleBots. So yes, now that Shell Shock is dead, our next objective is to go to the Avenger Tournament and climb the Tower of Power. But first, I'm going to upgrade my wrench, because that's really all I can afford. So, yeah, this is weird, because it would have made more sense for us to fight Shell Shock atop the Tower of Power or something. But whatever, that's the way they decided to do it. This is probably going to be a really short episode, especially compared to the last one.
The action is hot in the Battle Dome as Ratchet takes on the Avenger Tournament. If he can survive this grueling series of challenges, he will earn the rank of Avenger. Get ready for the speed round. Oh, the humanity.
I'm not really sure exactly what the challenge is. Just, I guess I have to kill so many within a time limit, or I have to complete the whole challenge within a time limit or something? I'm not sure. Yeah, have some of this. Some of that. Yeah, okay. 2-in-1 skill point. A lot of the time I'll just earn skill points and I don't really know what they do. Although there are the other times where I actually open the menu and look at the list of skill points for a level and then actively try and earn one. But that's not what I was doing here. I like the game. I like this. Ooh, I got another one. Speedy. I like the skill point system in this game because you'll end up earning a lot of skill points accidentally or without even realizing it. Whereas other skill points sometimes force you to go out of your way to do something. The only exceptions, I guess, would be like morphing so many enemies or using the brainwash mod on so many enemies or stuff like that. But even then, some people might just decide that that's the loadout they want to go with. Like morph mod and manipulate mod, which neither of them we have. To me, those are probably two of the least useful Omega mods in the entire game. And I barely use them, but a lot of skill points ask for them. And it's also useful for skill points that ask you to like use so many mods within so many seconds, so you'll have to be able to switch between weapons and get the effects of all the mods in there. But other than that, you never really have to go out of your way to earn them. So that's one of the things I like most about this game. I think I might be a little biased though, because as I might have mentioned earlier, this was the very first game in the Ratchet and Clank series that I ever played. And then from this one I had to work backwards to see what I had been missing. And then I played 1, then I played 2, and then I played 3, and then I played this one again, and then I replayed them over and over and over again. And then eventually the ones on the PlayStation 3 came out. And the rest is history. So, yeah, every time you complete a tournament, or normally it's every time you defeat an Avenger, you get a new suit of armor. But you end up wearing the Marauder for longest. And if not Marauder, then possibly the Liberator, because for the Liberator, well, I don't want to give away too much of the game for any of those of you who haven't played it, but basically, you wear the Marauder during the qualification course, then you wear it through Catacomb 4, Serathos, Chronos, and the Avenger Tournament. But most other suits you only wear through 2 levels and then a Battle Dome challenge. Plus any replay that you have to do to go back to get any Dread challenges that you didn't do. So the event, so from after this Marauder suit, which is what you start with, it's going to upgrade to the Avenger suit, which is green, and then it upgrades to the Crusader suit, which is really cool. And it's like this bright blue with hints of purple and orange. It's very cool. And then that one upgrades to this yellowy orange golden one, which is the Vindicator. And then that one upgrades to one that is black and with flicks of orange, and that's the Liberator. But we'll focus more on that later. You can tell I don't have much to say about the actual missions at this point because I'm not talking about the actual missions. Okay. Yeah, Hunter Mine's gonna level up soon. Let's give it some love. Oh, there it goes. 280. Yeah. I'm actually not that sure about how I feel about it. Like, most Ratchet games give you way more weapons, but in this game, they give you everything you would need. Like, they give you a melee thing that has area attack, they gave you your basic pistol, they gave you your basic shotgun, they gave you your basic long-range weapon within the fusion rifle, they gave you your rocket launcher, they gave you your grenade launcher, and then they gave you the ridiculously overpowered weapon, they gave you a turret weapon, and they gave you a shield weapon. And then they gave you a mine weapon. Like, that's really all you need. It's kind of more of a streamlined experience. Oh, I don't like this part. These platforms are very annoying. It's easy to predict the pattern, but a lot of the time you'll have to use the swing shot, and you don't necessarily get a chance to time your landing with the platforms. They're not in sync. So a lot of the time you'll end up landing on the platform while it's on fire. And I really don't like how when you hit the ground, it takes away damage and then there. See, I missed it. It does damage and then it teleports you back to before the jump. But it doesn't really work on a checkpoint-based system, so a lot of the time it'll confuse you and you'll be like, where the hell am I? I mean, the Tower of Power is okay, but it just doesn't really... It's not that hard. It's just a normal Dread Zone challenge. I don't know where the big deal is. Oh, I shouldn't have done that! Oh, ow, ow, ah, damn. Okay, so... Oh, I'm back at the beginning. Okay, so... Like, for the most part, yeah, it's going to drop you back at the beginning of where you fell from, but it's not always the case. Yeah, okay. Let's do this thing. Okay, I'm not sure if it's this challenge or I don't think it's this challenge or this tournament. But the next, I think it might be the next one. We'll have to wait and see. But this one has some pretty good ones if I remember correctly. I don't think End Zone is here yet because we haven't got the Scorpion Flail. So I think I'm thinking of the Crusader Tournament where you fight Reactor. I think that's the one that has some of the best Dread Zone challenges that I like to go back to. I mentioned this in the previous episode. See, and then you get to the top of the Tower of Power, and then you sort of just fight one round of enemies, and then it's just kind of over. So it leaves a lot to be desired, and I really think it would have made more sense to just put Shell Shock up here, and then have you fight him once. And then instead of having to unlock the Dark Cathedral of Kronos to fight Shell Shock, you could have unlocked it for the final showdown, and then that's how you complete the campaign.
Reached the top of the Tower of Power. He may be the first contestant to do so in the history of Dread Zone. Juanita, what do you think about that?
Well, what about all of the other exterminators? Like, have none of them done it? Isn't that how you rise to the ranks? Or do they just pick and choose someone and say, you're an exterminator, you're an exterminator, you're an exterminator, and you're an exterminator?
We now have a new
Avenger! Marvel's The Avengers.
Selling cigarettes to children, Ratchet went on to pilot a tanker ship for Zexon.
A week later, Ratchet got drunk and crashed his tanker into the ocean world of Equados. Who can forget these graphic images of baby seals smothered in radioactive waste? Little Coco never had a chance.
How could you? What did little Coco ever do to you?
What? Al, how can you believe these ridiculous lies?
No. I was just, you know, I mean...
Come on, guys. We need to get out of here before we all wind up dead. What's the plan?
I have been chatting with a tech droid on the operations level. She may be able to provide the blueprints for these deadlocked collars.
That's great!
But we must be very careful. Fox has eyes everywhere.
He's always watching. Always. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching. Okay, so what I like to do, as you probably might not have noticed, is I like to change the HUD color to match my suit. So I didn't change it at first because it starts off already matching my suit, but now that I'm wearing the Avenger armor, I've made the heads-up display green. It doesn't change everything. Like I think like the pause menu and some other things stay the same color, but it's just it's like the I think it's the one cheat code that you already start off with unlocked. Yeah, see, this stuff is still the same color, but yeah, okay, so it's not this one. This is the one I think where you have to do the entire thing without getting hit once. Yeah. This is made slightly easier because of your bots, and because they don't really give you more than you can handle. They mostly just give you swarmer enemies, and swarmer enemies, fodder enemies, that's basically like just the smaller things that you can kill in one shot with your wrench, and that are easily disposed of from explosions. Like just one shot of the B6 can clear like a large cluster of swarmer enemies. That's basically what they are. I don't know if these little flying things, I think they're called cycloids, the things that like go whizzing around like balloons when you kill them. I don't think they count as swarmers, but the little ankle biter things, the little turrets, and then those little orange balls with blades on them, those are all swarmers. And yeah, it's like like see, I think we're already on like round 6. Yeah, it's either round 5 or 6. Can't tell. Number's too small. But yeah. Basically, it's pretty easy, although I'm really not a fan of the missions where they force you not to get hit. As long as you are constantly moving, the chances of you actually getting hit are very small. The only things that usually hit me are those turrets, but so far that hasn't happened. And as you can see, I got another skill point for not taking any damage, and I also ended up completing the mission where you're not supposed to take damage. So see, like, a lot of the skill points you just can't not get at certain points. Okay, so next we have to do, yeah, close and personal. This is where we have to do everything with your wrench. And again, this is not the hard because most of the enemies are swarmer types. Dallas says that he starts the round with only a wrench for protection. No, I have to go through the entire mission with just my wrench. They even take away my battle bots for this one. But again, mostly they just give me swarmers. Yeah, I know wrench foo. Wrench foo, Legend of the Lombax. It's easy to make anything sound like a kung fu movie. Don't you shoot me, I'm gonna get you. Oh, I love this, oh, he goes flying. Yes, he went flying off the side of the Tower of Power. I think this is where we're fighting. We're on top of the Tower of Power again. Stupid swarmers, get out of here. They're like mosquitoes, just kind of swatting them away. There, see those little orange things with little blades? Yeah, the blade balls and ankle biters. Are they actually gonna... Yeah, there was a couple of bigger enemies. Are they gonna send out more? Nah, more just 4 swarmers? Okay. Oh, there's another guy. How did he get up there? Yeah. We got this. We got this. Come here, you. There it is. Challenge complete. Well, I told you this was going to be a pretty short episode, so that's pretty much all there is for this one. We did the Avenger Tournament, so now the game is going to start following a pattern. Now it's always going to be 2 planet campaigns, then another tournament, 2 planet campaigns, then another tournament, and so on. But let's see where I rank right now.
You are getting better. Congratulations for surviving this long.
Thank you. Can't afford any of these yet. Well, anyway, folks, that's about it for this episode of Game On. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you right back here in the very near future, where we will continue to play Ratchet Deadlocked. But until next time, peace out, and as always, Game On. See ya!